Thank you for joining me for another session of cooking on the flat top. And this segment will be about the advantages of cooking with cast iron cookware. Of course, cast iron has been around for a very long time. It's nothing new. When I was a kid growing up in the Bronx in New York City, I can remember a staple in our kitchen was a cast iron frying pan, and it was huge. It was what my mother cooked fried chicken in, and she always stood there while it was cooking and tended to it and made sure she turned it over at the right time. And I can remember her chicken being very, very crispy and just very, very tasty. But as we all know, or what I've learned recently is that cast iron really is a poor conductor of heat when you compare it to aluminum and copper. And of course nowadays you have the cast iron pots that are prettily painted with all of the fancy colors, the deep blue sea blue and turquoise and yellow and orange and greens and all those colors. But my cast iron is original cast iron that needs to be seasoned. No, nothing fancy about it. So with cast iron being a poor conductor of heat compared to aluminum and copper, what makes it special is that once you heat the cast iron cookware to a certain temperature, it must be heated to a certain temperature for optimum results. So you always heat the cast iron before the food is added. Usually when I turn my oven on, it's at 350. 350 is the optimum temperature to begin heating cast iron cookware before you begin cooking your food on it, which is fine. But one of the things that cooking on a cast iron flat top, since there are so many flat tops, but we're talking about the original cast iron seasoned flat top, is that it makes the food crunchy and crispy. And if you don't want so much of that, what you can do is put a top over the flat top and it won't be so much crunchy and crispy. But there you have the advantages to cooking with cast iron, and specifically the cast iron flat top. You must heat the cookware first and then you add the food. Thank you so much for joining me for this segment on the advantages of cooking with cast iron cookware.